Good morning, everyone. I had already taught you the started with elements of communication, and previously I had explained you about communication. So, what is communication? See, communication means transferring information from one person to another person. See, communication is just not transferring from information from one person to another person. How the sender which the information he has to send, the same information has to be passed to the receiver. Then only we can say it is a communication. See, without communication, no, you cannot expect any works to be done. So with communication only you can expect the things to be done. So for a to become a good manager, one needs to have a good communication. See, it is also said this communication is a complex subject. So in my online classes, I had told you why there is a complex. This communication, it is so simple, no? Transferring of information from one person to another person, it is so simple we can say, but it is a complex. Why we say it is a complex? Because the information which I have to transfer to the other person, sometimes there is a barrier because of the attitude problem, because of the cultural background, because of the location or the mode of transferring the information from one person to other person. There may be a disturbance in the mode, or when I'm using a technology, there will not be a there would be network issues. So because of this, the information which I am transferring to the receiver, the same information may not pass to the receiver. So it is a complex. All this I've already taught the importance of communication. The importance of communication is, see, when we are communicating, uh, what is the problem, what work I'm expecting from the employees, there will be a better coordination, better understanding among the worker. Even the worker can say his problem, what he is facing. When he is communicating to the top management, the top management will also know what the workers facing the problem. So here there is a managerial efficiency improves in decision making. You can take a better decisions when you communicating getting the information. You will get a better feedback. So increases cooperation and organizational peace, boost morale of the employees. See, when you are able to talk, when a top manager, when the superior talking to the subordinate about their problems, and when they are solving it, when they are able to communicate, when they know what is happening in the organization, it the employee feels better, satisfied. So it boosts morale of the employees. All this has been explained. So in this class, actually in this session, I wanted to explain these principles of effective communication. Mm. See, the principle of what is the see in this session, the principle of effective communication that I wanted to teach. What is the principle of effective communication is, one is clarity. See, the communication what the sender has to send to the receiver, that must be very clear to the point. If you say that you all have to work for long hours, then the employee will not know until what time he has to work. Is it at the regular time, or is it half an hour extra, is it 1 hour extra? They will not know. So you should clearly say that information has to be passed. You have to work, you have to stretch for 2 hours. That has to be mentioned. See, always when you are dealing with your clients, you should you should always say the price of the product which you are intending to sell. If you just say that in your intention that I want to sell my mobile phone, the client will not know at what price the product is available. So it has to be very clear when you're communicating. There should not be any ambiguity. Ambiguity means it is not clear. Ambiguity means, see, I don't know, I want to sell this mobile. it is not clear what price, when he want to sell the mobile, so it is not clear. Next is principle of objectivity. Principle of objectivity says that when you're communicating to the other person, or when you're transferring information to the other person, there must be an objective. What is the intention, what is the objective behind sending this information? If I just ask my employees to stretch for 2 hours, work for 2 hours more, there should be an objective, that my sales, the production has to go up, the output has to be increased, so that should be an objective. Without any goal or without any objective, if you just say, tell your employees to stay back for long hours, there is no point of that communication. Next is principle of understanding the receiver. See, principle of understanding the receiver is when you are transferring some information to the receiver. The receiver, see, when you are saying that you have to stretch, you have to work for long hours, why 2 hours, there you have to get the feedback from the receiver. The receiver also have to give the feedback that whether that person is willing to work or not. So you should understand the receiver as well when you are communicating. If that receiver is a women employee and the women employee cannot stay back, then then there is no communication. Next is principle of consistency. Consistency means today what I'm communicating, see that the communication should be in the same line. Today I'm sending you one information, tomorrow I'm sending you another information. That should not happen. Next is principle of completeness. What is this principle of completeness is the information which I give should be complete. Incomplete information leads to misunderstandings. Sometimes you cannot get work from your employees if it is, and it leads to assumption, lot of assumption. So the information whatever you are passing should be complete. So you should always say, when you are sending an information, it will always say that if you are stretching for 2 hours, it is only for today, not for tomorrow. You should always be convincing and adequate everything. See, if you are selling any product to your client, that time also you should give all the details regarding the product, when it will be completed, at what price, everything, all the details has to be given. Next is principle of feedback. But you should, in communication, you should always give room for suggestion and criticism. See, when you are passing any information to the employees, the employee should also seek their feedback. Then only you can expect that your communication is right. It is passed in a correct way. The receiver has received the right information, the correct information. Next is principle of time. See, principle of time says that it has to be communicated at the right time. Now you have an exam tomorrow. So before tomorrow exam is soft skills. So tomorrow if there is a soft skill exam, if I am giving you some information regarding that subject, it will be very useful to you, and you will appreciate that the ma'am has given us some information. If I give you the information after getting the degree certificate, if I tell you the subject information, will you be will it be very good information for you? Or after giving the exam, if I give you the important questions which is important for the exam, if I give you the important question or information, is it important, will it be useful to you? No, right? Same way, the information has to be communicated at right time. So this was principle of effective communication. Principle of clarity, it must be clear. Principle of objectivity, You should serve the purpose. Next, you should be understanding the receiver. Next, principle of consistency. You should not be in each day, every day you should not be communicating different information where there is no connectivity of the previous information, or else it leads to confusion. Next is principle of completeness. The information should be complete. Next, principle of feedback. It must provide room for suggestion and criticism. Principle of time. It must be communicated at right time. Thank you. I'll end this session.